The Red Sox open up the month of September here in Chicago, bidding for their 94th win of 2018. They also welcome back to the rotation left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez. It's Game 3 against the White Sox. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us in Chicago. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is Steve Lyons. Garen Austin coming along in just a couple of moments as well. The Red Sox have been incredibly consistent, Steve, month after month, racking up wins and looking to do that again in the last regular season month.
Quite possibly the most consistent team I've ever been around. When you talk about winning 2 out of every 3 games all season long, not a lot of highs, not a lot of lows. You look at each month, you're between 21 and 18 wins in every month of the season. That is incredible. You look at, they just have to go 13-13 over the final games to break the franchise record in wins. They're looking for way better than that. They're not looking to go 500 for the rest of the season out.
Eduardo Rodriguez is back tonight. He's in the rotation starting game number 3. He's been missing for a while. Remember that nasty ankle injury that he suffered? That was back in July, but he's back and ready to go. An 11-3 record, taking on the White Sox here in the 3rd of the 4-game series.
How excited he is to be back tonight.
I feel good. Throw 4 innings, almost pitches, and feel ready for Saturday.
How much are you looking forward to being back on the mound in a game?
I mean, I've been out for almost I think more than 2 weeks or something like that. It's been like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, so I can't wait to get out there and throw my pitches, you know what I mean, and compete again.
Yeah, and how's the ankle, and how much of a surprise or relief is it that you're able to rejoin this team after it just didn't look so bad early on?
I mean, I know at the first beginning, when I get my injury, everybody was thinking, and I was thinking too, like I'm not going to be available to get back, and because the swelling and everything was over there, but everything goes by, and now I'm just excited to go out there and be available to pitch.
The Red Sox are 16-3 in Rodriguez's starts, and he's allowed 0 runs in his last 3 outings. Also, Christian Vasquez is back as well, feeling great, and will be catching Rodriguez tonight when we return. Dave O'Brien and Steve Lyons will have the call. Stay with us.
Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Kenyon Grills, use code NESSON for an additional 10% off City Grills. By Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank.com and buy your local New England Ford dealers. Back in Chicago here on the South Side, Red Sox and the White Sox. After splitting the first couple of games, we are back at guaranteed rate field. Great to have you along. Dave O'Brien and Steve Lyons. Here's a look at the Red Sox lineup. Brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. And it'll be Mookie Betts leading things off at 341. Andrew Benintendi in left. Steve Pearce, the first baseman tonight. JD Martinez, the DH. Xander Bogaerts at short. Eduardo Nunez at third. Ian Kinsler has a career home run against tonight's starter. Vasquez doing the catch. Christian Vasquez returning. And Jackie Bradley is in center field. And batting ninth against the left-hander Carlos Rodon. He is 6-3, a 2.70 ERA, and he's put up 9 consecutive quality starts.
Let's take a look at the White Sox defense, which statistically is the worst defense in the American League. Around the infield, Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, and Davidson over at first base tonight. In the outfield, Ryan Lamar making a start in left. TC will be happy about that. Adam Engel in center. Garcia in right field. The new catcher is Narvaez, sitting back there for Smith in tonight's game, catching Rodon, the big lefty.
Umpires brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Lance Barksdale behind the plate. Sean Barber, Ted Barrett, and Will Little on the bases. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. Very muggy night here. We had a lot of rain last night and more than a 2-hour rain delay before the restarts. It was a very long night for everybody. The umpires and both teams, in fact teams all over the major leagues tonight, are wearing those gold wristbands. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. That's the reason for that. And we are set to go. Mookie Betts to lead it off against this tough left-hander who was born in Miami, Carlos Rodon. In there for a strike, and we're underway.
Rodon's got a fastball in the lower 90s. Best pitch is his slider, and he uses it a lot.
Mookie 0 for 7 against him in his career. Game started last night with Mookie getting drilled by Kopech. And eventually he got picked off at second base trying to steal and then get back, cutting a run down, and he was out. Hitting .341, 29 homers. He's driven in 70. And he has a 5-game hitting streak. Yankees have already won. They beat the Tigers 2-1. That's a final out of the Bronx. So as of this moment, the Red Sox lead is 7 games.
Little wrinkle in the telecast tonight. We might show you in the lower right-hand corner the catcher giving signs, give you a better indication of what might be the pitch being thrown.
Rodon with a 2-2. Red Sox with 26 games to play, including this one. Last night's loss ended August with an 18-9 record. Red Sox 4th month of 18 or 19 wins. Fouled away, just got a piece of that.
Got a piece of Narvaez as well. Sometimes if you're a catcher, you can get hit between the pads. Got a bunch of pads there on the knees and everything, but they have to be flexible, so they have to put them on there in different ways, and sometimes you'll get hit right in between one. That was off the ankle, in between his foot pad and the ankle pad. That hurts. He's smiling, but it isn't funny.
And Mookie and Rodon taking their time before they get back at it, allowing Narvaez that professional courtesy.
Mookie's seen every pitch he's got right now.
Here's the 3-2. And struck him out. And no argument for Mookie Betts. He goes down. Caught looking, one away.
That pitch was a lot more like a big breaking ball. That is his slider. That just had a bigger break on it, more like a curveball, but it was effective.
Andrew Benintendi in left field, 291 with 16 home runs. He's driven in 77. So a real chance with a big RBI month to drive in 100. Now that September is underway.
They continue to shift on Benintendi, and he continues to try to beat it to left field.
High fly ball. Forget about that right field, but it's going to hang up, and Garcia's there to make the catch. Benintendi just missed one there. Got under that. Now for comforts of home, brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. Rodon at home this season. He's undefeated. In fact, he hasn't lost here in Chicago since August of last year. 171 ERA. Right now, Bernie and Phil's Labor Day event. You can choose your savings from one of 3 great offers. So 2 up and 2 down for Steve Pearce, who is going to check in at 284 with 10 home runs, but he's the lefty killer in the lineup. So getting the nod tonight.
Rodon was the #1 overall pick of these Chicago White Sox in 2014, and he was in the big leagues by 2015.
That's right. At NC State, he led them to the College World Series for the first time. And right now, he's pitching his best baseball of the season. He's 5-0 in his last 9 starts with a 1.84 ERA. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a top-end starter. To the third baseman, down for it, Sanchez. And the Red Sox will dip 1-2-3 here in the first inning against the left-hander. Tim Anderson about to step in. Delmonico, Garcia, Davidson 1 through 4. Then it's Moncada, Lamar, Narvaez, Sanchez, and Engel. And a Red Sox starter tonight, presented by your New England Audi dealers. Eduardo Rodriguez, 11-3, a 3.44 ERA, coming off the DL at a vulnerable time for the Red Sox rotation with Chris Sale out, David Price a bit banged up, some other guys scuffling.
Gone for about a month and a half.
Good velocity on that one, 95, but off the corner. Anderson 247 with some pop in the bat. Eduardo last pitched on the 14th of July in Boston when he sprained that right ankle on a play covering first base. And he had been pitching very well at the time of that injury.
Yes, sir.
And a 2-1.
On a nice little run there, 3 straight starts where he hadn't given up a run, 19 scoreless innings, and then the injury.
He talked about he inferred this as he was chatting with Guerin as we ran that a little bit earlier. I'm not sure he thought he was going to make it back after the severity of that injury. Rehabbed very diligently. He was sharp in the minor league appearances, but with an ankle sprain, you just never know.
And he's had leg issues. He's had the knee problem a couple times, the ankle now.
Able to get back here on the 1st of September. And a 2-2 to Anderson. He put him away, 94 miles an hour. So a good start for the left-hander, 1 gone.
Let's tell you about the Red Sox defense here shortly after this strikeout. High fastball blows him away. That's a good thing. Now we'll talk about Red Sox defense. They're second best in the American League. Along the infield, there you go, Nunez, Bogey, Kinsler, and Pearce over at first base today. In the outfield, it looks normal. Benintendi, Bradley, Betts. Vasquez behind the plate, his normal partner with Erod.
Nicky Delmonico looking at a strike, 222, 7 home runs for him. And Avisail Garcia on deck. He's been kind of a terror first couple of games of the series against the Red Sox pitching staff. Really driving the ball for extra base hits, home runs, and doubles. Eduardo had really been making an effort to pick up his tempo considerably at the time he was injured, and that was working out pretty well.
The true test of whether he has or not is when guys get on base. That's when most pitchers tend to slow down. It was no different for him.
Just off the outside. He's thrown it up there, 94, 95. And a 1-2 on the way to Delmonico. That's a strike. Got him looking, and he put him away. Back-to-back Ks for Eduardo.
He's not messing around with a lot of pitches. His secondary pitches, slider and changeup, are very good. He just says, "Nuh-uh. Let's go right back at you with a fastball here, get you up and away." Maybe a little bit of a generous call, but he'll take it.
Our key matchup is presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Eduardo Rodriguez on the road, 5-1, a 361 earned run average. So he's fanned the first 2 men in his return, and now Garcia, who's been a dangerous guy here.
You know, Dave, I think this recent injury really toughened him up. I think he got to the point where he not only knew that he belonged in the big leagues, but that he could dominate a little bit. And when he got hurt again, he said, "I'm going to bust my tail to get back."
Well, he did that. A lot of people are talking about, hey, maybe late September before you see Eduardo again, you know?
And I think that was maybe because of the prior reputation a little bit. People were starting to whisper, is he soft? Does he really want to try hard to get back? If he has a little twinge, does he sit down? I think all those rumors are dispelled at this point. This is a guy who wants to be really good at this level, and he's on his way.
Cross for a called strike.
I'll delivery looks so much more smooth too, doesn't he? Watch the deep follow through now. He used to be almost a little bit more of a recoil guy. Now he's just smooth right over the top.
Two-one on the way to Garcia. Right past him at 95. Boy, he's popping the mitt.
Remember when Erod first burst onto the scene with the Red Sox after the trade with the Orioles? That's where he pitched, 95, 96. We didn't see that for a few seasons.
They're going to strike out the side.
Oh,
just off the edge.
the umpire wanted to. There's a little flinch back there. Like, watch the umpire. Maybe just a smidgen.
I know he missed it. That's a really good pitch.
Yes, it is.
3-2.
Go right back at him, Erod.
Down he goes hacking. He strikes out the side. Eduardo Rodriguez with a power first inning. Here's J.D. Martinez to lead things off here in the second inning. No score after one. Welcome back, Eduardo Rodriguez. 94-96 with a fastball. He blew them away 1-2-3 in the first inning. J.D. 333, 39 home runs, 114 RBIs. He remains tied for the Major League home run lead. He has 10 more RBIs than anybody else in the majors. Facing a very tough customer here in the 25-year-old Rodon, who since July 5th has the lowest ERA in the American League. J.D. Martinez has taken a left-hander yard, however, this season. The strikeout here. Down he goes. Second strikeout for Rodon. Let's toss it down to Garrett Austin.
Okay, Steve, it was a little bit of a surprise today. We were talking with Alex Cora, and Chris Sale ran by on his way to the bullpen. So today was supposed to be Sale's day off, but last night they had a conversation, and Sale said that he felt so great and he wanted to get on the mound today. Cora said we have to be careful, but we also have to trust the player. So Sale threw a light bullpen, guys, and he was all smiles on his way back to the clubhouse. So I'm sure we'll find out what the next step will be after the game tonight. And also David Price played catch today. Core said it was a good first step and that he is confident that they'll be able to ramp things up tomorrow. Guys?
All right, Karen, thank you very much. A great sign when you see Chris Sale bopping around like that, throwing in the bullpen, big smile on his face, not the least bit concerned.
He did cause some concern on his way to the bullpen. Garen and I both saw him hop up the steps, and he missed one step and tripped a little bit. Alex Cora was talking at the time, and everybody turned their head to see if he was okay, and he kind of looked back and kept running, and they were like, okay. But you don't need Chris Sale tripping on a dugout step on his way to go throw.
Well, you know, you can't bubble wrap the guy from now until October 2nd.
We'd like to.
Swing and a miss, and Xander Bogaerts retired. Back-to-back Ks.
Both pitchers dealing so far. This guy has good stuff and excellent location too. Look at where that pitch ends up. That's unhittable. He's got Bogey out on his front foot. We saw a lot of those swings in previous seasons. Not many swings like that this year.
Sends up Eduardo Nunez, who's 1 for 8 so far in the series. 0-0 game in the second. Plenty of blue sky overhead, and that's a great sign because we had not been hearing great things about the weather forecast tonight, but apparently it's improved dramatically. And so have the skies above.
At least for now.
2 down, bases empty, and 1-0.
Rodon with 3 strikeouts already in this ballgame. In his last start against the Yankees, he went 7 innings, but he only struck out 2.
He had an 11 strikeout game against the Red Sox last year.
That's his career high.
So we have seen him at his best, and pop foul by Eduardo Nunez. Now for the Sox, 15 of the 26 games remaining will be at Fenway Park, where the Red Sox have baseball's best home record, 48-18. A game tonight, 1 more tomorrow in Chicago, then it's on to Atlanta for 3. High fly ball left center field, but not enough carry on that. Lamar backpedaling, he's got it, and the Red Sox are retired here in the second. Mobile.
And Erod was dazzling in that first inning, wasn't he? Bringing it up there, 94, 95, 96, touching it on the gun and blowing guys away. That's a great sign.
Anderson, Delmonico, Garcia all out on strikes to begin his night. Now Matt Davidson. Just a .233 hitter with 19 home runs, hit number 19 last night. There was a 3-run shot in the 8th inning, and that really put the game out of reach as they would win it 6-1. He joins Shohei Ohtani, Babe Ruth, and Jimmy Ryan in 1888 as the only players in history with 15 home runs and 3 pitching appearances in a season.
Well, if that same stat was for a career, I'd be on that list, but not for a season.
How many times you pitch?
5 times.
You remember your ERA?
3.
That's pretty impressive.
I probably should have been a pitcher.
How hard were you throwing?
It was like 90 sinker.
90 with a sink. Breaking ball?
Slider. Good change.
You were nasty.
I threw it all.
Nasty, filthy, dirty. Steve Lyons. The 2-2.
But usually when I got a chance to pitch was when the other team had scored so many runs already they were tired. We already get beat 14
just physically exhausted.
They were.
Heck out, let him strike me out. Did you have a K or 2?
Yeah. 5 or 6 guys I got.
Wow.
It was fun. I loved doing it.
A 3-2 on the way. Another strikeout. Davidson down hacking. And Eduardo Rodriguez has begun his comeback tonight with 4 punch-outs.
He's liking it. Watch this pitch. Again, location. Just a cutter right there on the outer half. You know, I'm very surprised at how good his location is right now for having this much time off. And I know he had rehab starts, but it's not the same. That is pinpoint location for him.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. Moncada now, who has struck out more than any other hitter in the American League. .223 with 17 home runs. And that's strike 1 at 96. Right on the corner of the plate.
You know, Dave, I didn't hear of anything about an official pitch count for E-Rod, but I doubt they're going to let him go out there and run up 100. With the strikeouts brings more pitches. Love to see him get 6 innings if possible.
0-2. Lamar on deck. He's trying to make it 5 strikeouts with the first 5 men in the White Sox batting order tonight. And a 1-2. Popped up down the line, giving chase. Pearce headed near the stands, still making a move, and he's got it. They hung in there with that. He had a long way to go and put him away for the second out.
Those plays become so much more difficult for the corner infielders because of the shifts that are being put on now. Sometimes you don't have that second baseman to come all the way over and make that play like he should. It's a better angle for him, but he's nowhere in sight. So the first baseman has to track it all the way down the line and go get it. Tough play.
The Red Sox in good hands with Mitch Moreland or Steve Pearce over there.
Yeah, you're not losing anything.
Brings up Lamar, 286 with 2 home runs. First non-strikeout for Rodriguez tonight.
Dave, I don't know. I mean, I love what Rodriguez is doing right now, but hoping for 6 out of him might be a pipe dream. His season high is 6 2/3. He's done that twice this year. It'd be kind of hard to ask him to come right off the DL and go 6 innings, missing a month and a half.
Yeah, that might be a bit much. On the other hand, when he goes 6 innings in a start in his career, his record is 24-4. 96. He is feeling it.
Look at him work too. Look how quickly he's working. This is a different guy. It was slowly changing so far this season, but right now he's getting it and going.
1-2 to Lamar.
Oh.
In fact, his last start was 5 1/3 against Toronto. And the Red Sox would win 6-2 way back on the 14th of July. And the 2-2. He's run it full.
Trying to go in there back-to-back. You saw the fastball in sign from Vasquez.
Narvaez on deck, the catcher, pretty good hitter too. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Down he goes, strike three. He is just blowing it in there. 96, 95 miles an hour. He is on. Chevy dealers and a Chevy Silverado.
And what a nice play by Steve Pearce right here. Kinsler's got no chance of coming over to help him out. Look how far he goes down the line. Look at him. He's going over to the wall to make sure he gets there and knows where it is. Now the ball keeps drifting. He takes about 4 more steps to his left and makes the play.
He ran over to the north side of Chicago to get that one. Kinsler will lead things off here in the third. No score. Pitching out of the gate on both sides has been spectacular. Kinsler does have 4 hits and 11 at bats against Rodon in his career, one of them a home run. And hitting .250 with 13 home runs. Boy, you can't say enough about those first couple of innings out of Eduardo Rodriguez. He is electrifying. And the 0-2. To center field at Engel. He's there to make the grab, one away.
On an all-new Nesson clubhouse, we're celebrating women in baseball. See how a local phenom is striking up national buzz. Plus, Red Sox players reveal the strong women in their own lives. Catch it all on an all-new Nesson clubhouse tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 on Nesson.
One down, and Christian Vasquez also back to work tonight. Activated off the 10-day DL earlier today, missed 46 games. After fracturing the pinky finger on the right hand on July 8th. And getting the catch as he often does when it is Eduardo Rodriguez. Those two are working rather well at the outset, you'd have to say.
They know each other. About 4 days ago, Vasquez said, look, I hope I get activated on the same day because I want to catch him.
Now, most of the season has been a struggle for Christian offensively, but his last 19 games before going on a DL, he was a respectable .270. Jackie Bradley to follow. Nothing in the third. And it popped up on the right side, Davidson. 2 down.
Wednesday, September 12th is Devers Gnome Night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Rafael Devers Gnome, presented by Granite City Electric. For more info, go to redsox.com/promo. You got to have one of those gnomes, right?
Got to have a lot of them because they look great when you line them up on the top shelf in the office. You got to have like 10 or 12 of them. Jackie 229 rips that one into center field. Engel will dive and miss it. That's going to go all the way to the center field fence. Bradley taking off, rounding second, on his way to third, and he's going to be in there with a stand-up triple. Engel took a chance. Jackie Bradley burns him.
Engel recovered nicely, got up and chased the ball to the wall, but that was an ill-advised dive. He's nowhere close to catching this ball. It's almost like he went into his dive before he realized how far away he was from this ball. No chance. And he misses that by a good 4 or 5 feet. He did get up and scamper back to the wall really quick, though. And there goes Jackie. Jackie right there realizes that Engel's going to get back there and get the ball. He's going to get 3, and that'll be it.
However, pass ball or a wild pitch, something like that, and the Red Sox are on the board. Mookie Betts struck out looking in the first inning. He's 0 for 8 lifetime against Rodon, so due against this left-hander. You know, oftentimes the dive by the outfielder looks great, and sometimes it is the wise move or the only move to make, but would not appear to be true in that instance.
It looks really great when you catch the ball. It hurts a lot worse when you hit the ground and don't catch the ball.
But you can give up an extra base by doing it. That's in there for a called strike, as opposed to the wise choice, the less flamboyant decision to pull up and play that into a double or a base hit.
Yeah, that probably would have just have been a single had he just caught it on a hop and got it back in.
We'll see if it costs him. One to Mookie.
Mookie Betts hits less than 300 in his first at bat. He kind of feels things out. In his second at bat, he hit 386. It's better after that too. 397 in his third at bat.
His 5-game hitting streak. And there for a strike. He's also played a wonderful defensive series, which is typical. Two and two. Benintendi would be next. And a high chop foul. Talking about his defense.
Just in last night's ball game in the third inning right here, doing a great job. No way are you scoring here. Look at how hard he charges, makes a perfect throw. You can't send him if you're third base coach, and that was with 2 outs. And then, oh my goodness, you're thinking double here, but you better remember who's playing right field. It's Mookie Betts with a cannon for an arm. Right on the bag, Bogey makes the tag. That's not a double.
Line to the left, Lamar coming on to make the catch. So nothing comes of the triple. Still nothing game here in Chicago.
Knuckleball legend and green room analyst in tonight's show, and Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield. Tim talks about winning the 2004 World Series and breaking the 86-year-old curse of the Bambino. Catch it all on Charlie Moore Outdoors tomorrow night at 7 on NESN.
Bottom of the third inning in Chicago. Omar Narvaez, who's actually been the hottest hitter in the major leagues going back to June 7th. We'll lead things off here against Eduardo Rodriguez, who has been superb. Right there at the knee for another strike, and it's one after another.
White Sox could not be happier about what Narvaez has been giving them.
The 288 hitter with 6 home runs.
But as you talked about, 362 over the last little bit, the best average in the major leagues here over the last month and a half or so.
He's in a hole 0-2 though. Already 5 Ks for Eduardo.
Ooh. Oh, where did that one miss? Neither of these pitches are wasting anything. 0-2 pitches, they're going right at you. This is the nasty slider, I believe. That's it. Where does that pitch miss? I guess it's inside. Didn't look it.
Struck him out. He sat another one down. 94 miles an hour. He's faced 7 batters. He has punched out 6 of them.
Good old-fashioned fastball right by you. Look at the Amica pitch zone right there. Shows you where it is, right on the corner.
Wow, this is Chris Sale-like what we're seeing here tonight. We've seen this from the other left-hander who can bring it up there around 96 miles an hour. Elmer Sanchez, 249 with 7 home runs. He'll hit a fly ball into center field. Jackie Bradley back on that. The way he's going so far tonight, you're like disappointed when someone makes contact.
Yeah, but I love what he did right there. He's not being predictable at all. He's throwing a lot of hard stuff so far in this game. He starts him right off with a breaking ball and gets a 1-pitch 1-out out of it.
Well, it's similar to outings he has had against the Yankees, particularly at Yankee Stadium several times in his career. Here's Engel now, the number 9 hitter, 238 with 5 home runs, indicating a bunt. He'll look at a strike. Red Sox have gone 16-3 in Rodriguez 19 starts this season. Here's his 0-1. That could have been a strike too.
This is his 20th start, and Vasquez has been sitting behind the plate for 18 of them. Guys kind of came up through the minor leagues together as well.
He's in front of another hitter. He struck out Anderson, Delmonico, Garcia in the first inning. He struck out Davidson and Lamar in the second inning. He got Narvaez to begin this inning. And he's a guy not missing many pitches. After a fly out, he's trying to get Engel and make him another strikeout victim. Nothing game in the third in Chicago.
Hasn't had to throw too many of them, but we know Eddie's got a great changeup too.
His fastball has been something. 1-2. Left-hander looking to put away another man. He's been perfect to this point. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and another one goes down hacking. 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Eduardo Rodriguez, who is dominating in Chicago. top four. Benintendi will lead things off here. He is 0 for 1, a fly to right. Andrew with an 8th inning home run last night, early this morning back home. He kind of got buried in that loss. And perhaps it will get the young outfielder going again.
Nice animated conversation between pitcher and catcher. They're both very excited about what's happening right now and how well Erod is pitching.
Popped up, shallow left. Out goes Anderson. Lamar coming in, plenty of time to get there. I mean, right now he looks like he could throw it in a teacup at 95 miles an hour the way he's going.
It is.
He's keeping the ball down, oftentimes right at the hollow of the knee on the corner.
And then going up when he needs to and gets the strikeout upstairs.
Eduardo Rodriguez with 7 strikeouts of the first 9 White Sox tonight. And he is just blowing them away.
And one of the reasons why Vasquez is so excited about it.
As Pearce will take a ball.
Because when you sit back there as a catcher, you feel like you're the one having the great game. Erod's just doing it, but I'm putting the fingers down. I'm moving him around. I'm coaxing him through all these pitches. There's no greater feeling of power than when you're a catcher and your pitcher is throwing the ball where he wants to. That is fun for him sitting back there.
Well, good to see him back there enjoying himself, because he is also back in the fold for the Red Sox, coming off the DL tonight. Pearce is 0 for 1. He is grounded out to third. Now you don't expect Eduardo Rodriguez to come out and strike everybody out over and over again. It's just magnificent the way he's come out throwing tonight. But what a lift he could give the Red Sox at a point in the season where the rotation, which has been great all season long, where the rotation needs it.
The rotation absolutely needs it, with some guys feeling tired, some guys banged up, some guys literally on the DL.
David Price, who's been magnificent himself, unable to go on Monday. Red Sox making that decision, will not pitch on Monday. Part of the decision process there has to be he's got to swing the bat in Atlanta.
That's a good seat down there for foul balls. At least that one actually went into the seats and the guy got it.
Yeah.
He didn't reach onto the field like last night's game.
Did not feel compelled to be part of the action, unlike the other guy. Although they didn't throw that gentleman out the other night.
He caught a break. Oh, that's good.
Oh, got him. And Steve Pearce down in a heap right at the feet of the catcher, Narvaez. Been a lot of hit batsmen the last several nights here.
He's got a shin guard on his leg there. I'm assuming that it missed. Ouch. Right on the foot.
Yeah, you won the award for acting.
Oh.
Didn't get hit.
Got that shin guard on the wrong foot. Hit him on the back ankle. That hurts.
Put some weight on it. Brad Pearson out there along with Alex Cora, walking him up the line. So Steve Pearce becomes just the second Red Sox base runner. Second base runner in the entire game to this point. Both of them belong to the Red Sox. With JD Martinez about to swing.
Looks like he's moving along pretty good. It's good to see. It's going to be sore for a while, no question. A lot of ice on that thing after the game tonight.
All right, so JD Martinez to Kleinman, struck out in the second inning. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Fouls that one back. The two natives of Miami going toe-to-toe here. Martinez and Rodon. JD on Thursday night scored his 100th run of the season. That's the first time in his career he has reached that. Of course, the RBIs are a career high as well at 114. He's going to obliterate all his previous career highs, it would appear. Runner at first, one out. And a little chopper to third base. Sanchez will have one play, and in time to get him down to second is Pearce. Hit too softly to take a look at second base. Two gone. Don't miss your last chance to enter Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest. You can upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to nesson.com/ballparks. And on Monday, we'll pick a winner. If yours comes out on top, we will host a private party for your family and friends at your home field. And if you will handle all the goodies, that'd be great. Nesson's Backyard Ballpark Contest, presented in part by Lighthouse Construction. So if you do all the grilling and handle all the beverages and the desserts and all that great stuff, we're a go.
We'll show up and party with you?
Yes. That's the deal. Xander 0 for 1, struck out in the second inning. He was tossed out of last night's game by the then home plate umpire, now at third base, Will Little. And Xander was upset about it. He had never been tossed out of a game.
Xander doesn't do anything to get tossed out of a game.
Didn't appear to either in that spot. Now Rick Porcello got tossed out of the game too, because he wasn't in the game at the time. He was over the bench, and Alex Cora said, yeah, he earned that one.
Yeah, well,
he earned that one.
Porcello generally does earn them when he's in there.
He got his money's worth.
There's the pitch. You see him throw the bat, but he doesn't get tossed there for throwing the bat. And now he's leaving and gets tossed.
Mile high pop up down the line. Davidson and Moncada out there. Moncada will take it. A hit batsman, nothing more than that, and still no score.
Tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we're going to have a full recap of tonight's ball game, plus the latest from the Patriots on Cut Down Day. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is always as helpful as the people.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Eduardo Rodriguez back in the rotation. He is absolutely rolling tonight. He has faced 9 Chicago White Sox. He struck out 7. You got this man, Tim Anderson, in the first inning to get started, as he whiffed him, and then Delmonico, and then Garcia did not offer, according to the first base umpire. We are told that the gentleman last night who interfered with the ball down the line, they waited a half inning, but they did throw him out of the game.
Oh, well, it was like a delayed. It's the same way Bogey got kicked out of the game.
Yes. No foul. So eventually the umpires convince them that, yep, that was interference. Well, you're supposed to be thrown out. You're not. It says right on your ticket you can't touch the ball.
You're right.
Play.
I thought they were cutting him some slack.
That would not be a good idea. It's a bad example. That is in there. Strike 3. He has fanned another one. Erod gets Anderson for the second time.
See the grip on the baseball there, going just four seam across the seams there and just winging it. And he's pinpoint location tonight. You see where Erod has been standing and does this generally. He's way on the third base side of the rubber.
You and I had Chris Sale start when he came off the DL the last time, and he was untouchable in Baltimore. He struck out 12 in 5 innings. Popped up, fouled out a play by Delmonico. This is what this looked like. I mean, that looked like the same stuff we're seeing tonight out of Erod.
Yeah, the only real differences are arm angle and maybe a little extra ticks of velocity out of that man right there, but same result. Gosh, he's blowing people away. Erod's doing it mostly with hard stuff too.
Nothing in 2. That one past Garcia in the on-deck area. A little too close for comfort.
He's trying to get a better angle now so he doesn't get hit. A little close to the hitter too, isn't he?
A little bit. A ball and 2 strikes on Delmonico. He struck out looking in the first inning. Only 2 men have been able to put the ball in play against him so far tonight. Strike 3 called. Number 9. That's out of 11 guys.
Wow. And again, here we go. You want to play country hardball? I got something for you right here. He is sizzling. Again, ridiculous location. Look how Vasquez catches that strong, holds on to it.
95 at the knee. Good luck. Garcia struck out in the first inning. Tried to check. Looked like he went. He did. First base umpire Sean Barber agrees, and that's strike 1. And Garcia's beside himself. He didn't think he did. He struck out 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 more in the third. So far, 2 here in the fourth. Oh, 0-2.
He's living up there nice at the top of the strike zone too. Works down, 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 then boom, right up there. You talk about changing eye angles.
He's going for his 10th strikeout already, and he put him away. He strikes out Garcia for the second time. Just magnificent. 10 strikeouts this evening. He has struck out the side twice already. Red Sox batting here in the top half of the 5th inning, and Nunez will lead it off against Rodon, who's been really good. He's allowed only 1 hit, but his opponent has been something far better.
It's been a little bit overshadowed.
Just slightly by Eduardo Rodriguez, who's been brilliant. Eduardo has faced 12 batters, and he has struck out 10 of them to start his night in his return.
It's crazy good numbers so far. The other 2 outs have been weak pop-ups. Believe it or not, one of them out of Moncada, who struck out more than anybody in baseball, it seems like, and he got his bat on one.
Yeah, I wonder how Eduardo feels about guys even putting the ball in play against him with the stuff he has tonight.
Probably feels insulted.
He's got a pop-up and a fly-out. Everything else strikeouts. That one roped into left field. That's well hit. Lamar racing back. Back he goes. That ball looked like it got out of here. In play now. Here's the throw into second base, and Nunez will slide in.
Someone's got to look at this one.
Did it get out? They are going to consult, I think.
I think it's a very difficult call for the umpire from the position that they were in, but they've got to check it. They got to look at this one, don't they?
I thought it was out.
The guy in the blue shirt right there, it's definitely out. Hits the railing over the fence. Definitely a home run.
They're going to send Nunez in. Now, this is up to the crew chief. That's why Cora is talking to him about a review. And that's what they're going to go and do. This does not count against Cora's reviews.
A crew chief review. Look at it. I mean, this is so completely obvious, but you can almost understand how it can be missed. The umpire doesn't necessarily see it. The ball bounces right back onto the playing field. Generally, though, if the ball would hit the fence, it would bounce downward, not back up. Ball hits the wall, bounce down. This hit the railing up there. That guy had a chance to make the catch. He didn't get his hands together in time. Right off the railing and bounce back up onto the field. This will be an easy decision.
It's very quick. That is a home run. Number 10 for Nunez, and the Red Sox are on the board here, 1-0. That was a bullet.
It was. Kept carrying. Dave, in his last 3 home runs, Nunez has had to stop at a base before he got to come in. Doesn't even get to enjoy his home run trot.
Well, these are the longest home run trots in history that he's putting together lately.
He has lunch at second base. Oh my goodness, how do you hit that pitch? That's a good pitch right there that he just hit out of the ballpark. Wow. Off his shoe tops and a bullet. Eddie Nunez is back.
Yeah, and with power. As the Red Sox saw him last year after the trade from the Giants, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. Speedway is New England's first choice for value and convenience, and the largest convenience store contributor to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. That was a laser beam.
I was just about to say, too, that with the way that Erod is pitching, the Red Sox offense has got to put it in gear here a little bit, put some runs on the board for him.
Kinsler 0 for 1. He is lined to center. He'll pull that to third. Sanchez digs it for the first down in the inning. Let's toss it down to Guerin.
Obi, with Christian Vasquez back off the DL, Alex Cora said it will be tough to catch 3 guys, but he'll figure it out. And he also talked about how Blake Swihart made the most of the opportunity. He was consistent offensively, his versatility is a plus, and his defense has improved. And he talked a lot about how Swihart has been working with Jason Varitek. And yesterday, guys, we were talking about how Pedro had been working with Nathan Eovaldi. We've talked a lot about how these former Red Sox players are currently working with this team. And Tim Wakefield working with Stephen Wright. Now, Steve, I'm curious, during your playing days, was there a retired player who was helping you out?
Well, you know what, I really kind of, it was a different era back then. The retired guys weren't around as much, but I certainly leaned on Rich Gedman, who was lockering next to me to try to teach me how to be a major league player and how to act.
1-0 in there for a strike on Vasquez. 0 for 1 tonight.
It is an excellent trend, especially in the Red Sox organization, to bring back some of these great players that are now retired to impart some of their knowledge to the younger guys around here. Doesn't make sense not to do that.
Rope foul. Swihart really did take advantage with a number of big hits. 6 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position. He has 3 RBI hits in his last 3 games, so he's made a difference.
He made himself a viable option, whereas in the beginning of the season he wasn't. You were never going to see him come off the bench to pinch hit in a crucial situation.
Swing and a miss, and Vasquez down swinging for out number 2. Well, let's take a look at the 10 strikeouts so far of Eduardo Rodriguez.
Well, it might take a while, but look at that. There he goes up in the zone to get a strikeout. Another one, a called strike upstairs, going up again. But these are usually after pitching down low and then going upstairs. Again, getting his strikes down there. There's just a called third right at the kneecaps.
Wow. High deep drive right field. Backing up, it is gone. Jackie Bradley lays into one. The Red Sox with their second big fly of the inning in support of the left-hander Erod to make it 2-0. What a beautiful swing. He has a triple and now a home run tonight.
Jackie being very productive in that number 9 hole. We've talked about it so much. When the back half of the order goes, everyone goes. Just a hanging breaking ball right there. Look at the beautiful swing as you talked about. Short, quick, and then a big follow through to hit that ball into the seats.
You know, Jackie and David Ortiz are a couple of lefties of just 6 who had homered off of Rodon. No lefty had done it twice until that one right there. Jackie twice this season now against him. And the Red Sox double their lead. Mookie Betts 0 for 2. He has struck out and lined to left. Home run for JBJ, traveling 402 feet. No swing for Betts. Stay tuned after the 3rd out for the mid-5th studio show with Jemai. Yankees did win earlier today, knocking off Detroit. And that skips away.
You know, that home run ball went 402 feet, but if the fence wasn't there, Garcia would have caught it because he plays literally up against the fence. Look at him. Can have conversations with guys in the bullpen.
Filled up on Mookie Betts. Red Sox have all 3 hits in the ball game. 2 of them have gone over the wall. Eventually, Eduardo Nunez was allowed to score after his home run. Here's the payoff pitch. Joe Kelly had a shot at that one in the bullpen. Joe's got pretty good hops.
Joe's a tremendous athlete.
3-2.
If Mookie Betts were not on the team, I would venture a bet and say that Joe Kelly was the fastest member of the Red Sox. I bet Mookie'd get him. Joe definitely was the fastest member of the St. Louis Cardinals when he played on that club. Look out.
Crushed foul. We used to talk about that when Jacoby Ellsbury was with the Red Sox and Clay Buchholz. That those 2 guys were the 2 fastest guys, and nobody was really sure who would win that foot race in their prime.
Nobody wanted to really put heavy money on one side or the other.
3-2. Foul tip. Catcher can't hang on. Red Sox in front 2-0 on a pair of solo home runs behind what has been an incredible performance so far from left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez, just back into the rotation for the first time since the 14th of July, back from that badly sprained ankle. And if you're just joining us, he has struck out 10 men already in the first 4 innings.
If you are just joining us, pull up a chair. Could get very interesting with what he's doing.
Vin Scully used to say that, right?
Well, yeah, something like that. Pull up a chair. I know you know what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
What did it sound like?
Pull up a chair and stay a while. 3-2. Big hack by Mookie Betts.
You know, Dave, Mookie has seen a ton of pitches out of Rodon in his at-bats now, and he has had a little trouble figuring him out, but look how close he is on this one. He was all over that pitch. I think he's seen every pitch he's got now, and that's not a comfortable situation for any pitcher facing Mookie.
Well, here comes the 11th pitch of the at-bat. We know what he does on number 13.
These guys are still excited about what they're doing today.
Ground ball picked off by Sanchez to his left. Low throw, and he can't dig it. So Betts will be safe. Sanchez skipping the toss, and Davidson could not scoop it up. So it'll be an error on the third baseman. And the Red Sox with Benintendi coming up.
Here's the play there. Now watch, look at Anderson over there in the hole. Watch the awareness of Mookie Betts. When he gets down the line here, he's thinking about going to second base. There was a little stutter step because Anderson was so far over at the hole towards third, and the second baseman had no business covering anyway, and he thought about it for a second. That's the kind of awareness that he has running down the first baseline.
Aboard with 2 down. Red Sox up 2-0. Benintendi with a high pop up into center. Engel got a bit of a late start, but coming on, and he's there. Side retired, but the Red Sox with a pair of home runs on the board. Now it's time to turn it over to Jemai for the mid-5th studio show. To put it mildly.
Power and power.
Eduardo Rodriguez, as good as he has ever looked in a Red Sox uniform, and just coming off the DL, which is pretty amazing. You see the out distribution, 1 fly ball, 1 pop up, 10 punch outs, and back to work here in the 5th inning with a bit of a cushion.
And I think the fly ball was a generous call. That was kind of a pop up.
It was. Here's Matt Davidson. He struck out first time up. It'll be Moncada and Lamar after him. Pitch and did not get the call there. Certainly could have been a strike. Count 2-0. I know this, that other major league pitchers, they marvel at a performance like this just as we do, getting a chance to watch it in person. We're going to bring Wake in just a moment from the studio to get his analysis on his watching tonight. I'm just blown away by a guy coming off the DL and right back at it. Not only back at it, but better than he was when he got hurt, and he was pitching pretty darn well at that point. Little flare, out goes Kinsler, can't get it, and it's down for a base hit. So their first base runner on that single by Davidson to lead off the 5th inning. But Tim Wakefield joining us, Red Sox Hall of Famer. And Wake, when you're watching this, I know that you're as blown away as we are.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch what's been going on. You know, this guy has really picked up right where he left off. He's been out for 7 weeks. The thing that I really see most is his ability to throw strikes. And, you know, looking at his numbers, he's throwing a lot more fastball. He's relying on his fastball. He's been able to paint inside to his glove side to righties. And, you know, it's just amazing that he's getting the velocity that he's at. He's at 94, which is probably where he was pitching beforehand. But the strikeouts has been absolutely amazing. It's looked like he's kept these guys off balance the whole night when he's using his fastball more. And you always hear me preach about fastball command is the most important thing. Then you can go to your secondary pitches, but he hasn't had to go to his secondary pitches yet so far tonight.
Tim, I'm looking at his follow-through, and it just looks more dramatic to me, very more pronounced. Have you seen anything different in the follow-through on his pitches?
It hasn't jumped out to me, Steve. I think, you know, when he was feeling really, really good, he used to recoil, but
yeah.
I haven't seen a recoil tonight, but the follow-through kind of looks a little normal to me. Maybe he's just taking a little pressure off his ankle by just allowing his body to finish through his delivery.
A little roller here and a foul ball by Moncada. And Wake, when you're having a night like this where you're just mowing them down, we saw you mow a lot of guys down, very quick innings like this. What's the conversation with your catcher inside the dugout in between innings?
Normally, obviously, he gave up a hit, but when that starts going on, nobody's talking to you. So
right.
It gets very quiet in the dugout for sure.
Tim, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it very much.
All right, guys.
Tim Wakefield enjoying it just as we have been so far. Ground ball to Kinsler, should be 2. Out at second, Bogarts fires and gets him. And a double play. Moncada hits into it. 2 gone. That'll bring up Lamar with the bases empty. So finally they've got themselves a hit. But Lamar struck out his first time. He's 0 for 1. Red Sox ahead 2-0 as they look to pick up their 94th win of the season. Red Sox have been a tough opponent. Playing very good baseball themselves coming in here for this series. They just had a winning August. They went 17-12 in the month of August after what's been a very tough year. And this has given them a lot of hope heading into next season, heading into the winter and next season.
Certainly for their starting pitching, which has become very, very good.
2 down, 1 strike on Lamar, and he gets time from home plate up Lance Barksdale.
Lamar told me he's getting pretty steady playing time against left-handers. He had a couple doubles and a home run and 4 RBIs on Wednesday against the Yankees. I don't think TC was all that happy about it because he didn't score a goal, not one. TC and Ryan Lamar have the hockey connection going for each other. It's a very strange bromance.
You say Tom Caron was unhappy. That lasts for all of about 8 seconds, though. He's always happy and ready to roll. Loving life. Over the on base 2 down. Here comes the 1-2. And just a little bit outside.
Good try. You just got to love the command that he's showing right now. Whatever pitch he tries, he's hitting his spot with everything. He's in total control of the strike zone and in total control of this ball game.
95, a rare miss with the fastball. 3-2. Hasn't walked anybody.
Let's see what he wants to throw right here. 3-2. He's been going hard stuff.
Rarely a breaking ball tonight.
Breaking ball here.
So 3-2 to count on Lamar. Red Sox with a day game tomorrow to wrap up the series here in Chicago. Last meeting of the year with the White Sox. And it's on to Atlanta.
Last time Vasquez wanted to go fastball in. Going fastball in again.
And he walked him. So Lamar is on. He becomes the second base runner in the inning. First two base runners tonight. He's up to 69 pitches.
It's not a bad walk really right there. I mean, he tried to go fastball in, and the old adage is if you're going to throw a fastball in, especially 3-2 when a guy's probably looking fastball, if you miss, you better miss off the plate inside, because if you miss out over the plate on a pitch a guy might be looking for, that's how you can get yourself in trouble. You're not in that much trouble, the guy on first.
And nearly 70% of the time tonight he has gone to fastball. Here's Narvaez, who struck out first time up. He'll take ball one. Alex Corson for the game. He was hoping for 6 innings. With Erod returning to the rotation. Two down to 1-0.
You talked about it, Dave. He's gone mostly hard stuff tonight. Normally, Erod has an outstanding change. Tonight, he's barely used it. Thrown just 2 all night because his hard stuff's been so effective. Why go away from it?
Came out of the gate smoking the plate. 94, 95, 96. Two balls and a strike on Narvaez, and again he's been one of the truly hot hitters in Major League Baseball going back to the early days of June. Eduardo did not allow a run over 8 innings and 2 rehab starts, both with AA Portland. He had 14 strikeouts in 8 innings. So he showed he was ready to come back. 2-1 to Narvaez. That's a strike.
Nothing fancy, just great location. Fastball, outer half. Thank you. As a hitter, you want to hit a fastball, but not that one. Not one that's away or on a corner or something I can't handle.
Well, eyeballing his 11th strikeout tonight. You're seeing some of the players wearing the gold armbands tonight. September is Children's Cancer Awareness Month, and that's the reason for those. And players and coaches all over the majors are wearing them here on this first day of September.
For those of us who've been touched by childhood cancer, we certainly appreciate it. My grandson beat leukemia.
2-2 on the way. He struck him out. Number 11 for the left-hander, who keeps mowing him down.
It's presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Tom Caron and Tim Wakefield will break down Eduardo Rodriguez's start. And as it stands right now, that'll be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, it will be. He's been brilliant.
Goodness.
11 strikeouts, and that is a season high. Ties his season high. 13 is his career high.
You got that right.
Moving in on that. Here's Pearce. Steve Pearce been hit by a pitch and grounded out. Red Sox hit 2-0. As we move on to the 6th inning. Difference in the game, a pair of Red Sox solo homers, Eduardo Nunez and then Jackie Bradley, both in the 5th inning. A couple of hitters apart. Here's getting a start against the left-hander. He's been pounding away against them, hitting .414 against lefties. To the shortstop, long throw, Anderson off balance and on the money. It's smoothly done for the out. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox. Here's the fruit of happiness, Tom Caron. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Exactly. JD Martinez 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out tonight.
Rodon's throwing the ball well, but he has never beaten the Red Sox. 0-2 in his career. ERA of just over 3.
Yeah, he gave up 4 runs earlier this summer in a June loss at Fenway. 6 hits over 5 innings. Red Sox got him then. Here's the 0-2.
They got him to the big leagues quick. He has had some shoulder issues. Started the season rehabbing. That's why he doesn't have as many starts as a lot of the guys. He got drafted as the #1 pick in 14. He was in the big leagues in 15. He had a grand total of 1 decision in the minor leagues. He was 1-0.
Smacked up the middle for a base hit. That almost got the pitcher. JD Martinez on his first knock tonight. That comes with 1 out. After the game, stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Rodenizer Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric with TC and Wake. In the pregame, they highlighted on JD Martinez how hot he's been. And Matt Davidson is cold. Xander Bogaerts now a strikeout, a pop up. He's 0 for 2. And then Eduardo Nunez, who has been slugging and has a home run tonight. If you're a baseball fan, there are a lot of things that give you great pleasure watching Major League Baseball, but one of them is watching a guy like him have the performance he is having tonight. The ability to throw it with serious velocity all around the plate, up and down on the corners, at the knee, at the Adam's apple, getting guys to offer there and then putting guys away on the edge of the plate at 96 miles an hour.
Anywhere he wants, anytime. That's pitching. No fun to hit against guys like that. You know, you go back a while. You know, that's what made Roger Clemens so good. He threw harder than everybody else, but he threw it anywhere he wanted to throw it. How are you going to hit a guy like that? Not to mention the secondary pitches, which he also has and has had to use very little of tonight.
He's allowed only 1 hit, and that's going to be ball 4. So Xander Bogaerts is on. Red Sox trying to get something going against Rodon now. First and second with 1 away for Nunez. And Cooper, the pitching coach, is headed to the hill.
Red Sox season ticket plans for the 2019 season are now on sale. These new plans will include access to potential 2018 postseason games. That sounds good. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets. Got all the Red Sox fans here tonight.
Well, here on this Saturday evening, their best crowd of the series so far, and Red Sox Nation very well represented here in the great city of Chicago.
As they are in every city the Red Sox travel to. I truly believe the Red Sox actually travel now better than the Yankees do.
You do?
I think so, since the recent World Series championships that they have won. There's no question the Yankees travel pretty good too, but you look around at any Red Sox game in any city.
And a whole lot of smiles among the Red Sox patrons, any city they're visiting. When the Sox are in town. Here's Nunez, home run and a flyout tonight.
Except the last trip to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that wasn't a whole lot of fun. First and second, one down. Broken back ground ball, weakly hit. Moncada scoops. Will he get the play? He will at first base. For the second out, runners advance to second and third. Came off the bat in a funny spin. So 2 away, but 2 men in scoring position.
Ball wasn't hit very well, but it almost was a hit because Moncada was going up the middle. Not sure what he was thinking about doing there, but he almost got caught off guard enough where that ball just squirted through the infield. He reacted in time to make the play, but not sure why he was headed up the middle when the ball was hit.
No send up Ian Kinsler. He's lined to center and grounded out to third. And the Red Sox can add on here to a 2-0 lead. And give Eduardo Rodriguez a little more wiggle room. Right now 2-zip on the homers by Nunez and Bradley. Red Sox trying to begin the new month of baseball in a win column. And also trying to maintain a 7.5 game lead in the division. And in there for a strike on Kinsler. It was now 4 for 13 against Rodon with a home run. Martinez at third, Bogarts at second. And the 6'3" southpaw with the 0-1. Popped up short right. Moncada's going out. He's there and puts it away. Red Sox with a threat, but they will strand 2 men. Pitch and NESN ratings have been so good. Another factor of these strong ratings is NESN availability. To see a complete list of where to get NESN, check out getnesn.com.
When you're picking a TV provider, you got to be smart about it. Lots of options.
You can say that again, my friend.
There are lots of options, Dave.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, Eduardo Rodriguez with 11 Ks in the book. He's allowed 1 hit tonight. Red Sox up 2-0. There is activity in the Boston bullpen. Ryan Brazier now getting going. Pearce said before the game Rodriguez probably would go 6 innings if he can go that far. That's been a magic number for him in his career. You mentioned this before. He is 24-4 in 42 career starts when he pitches 6 innings or more. Domer Sanchez 0 for 1. He goes flat out to center. He's one of the few guys who's made contact.
Yeah, we talked about that. Either there was a strikeout, a double play ball, a couple bloopers, and then even the base hit was a jam shot just out of Kinsler's reach.
2-2. He just came out firing tonight. He struck out the first 4 men he faced, and 5 out of the first 6, 6 out of the first 7, all down on strikes. Here's the 2-2. He has walked a man. That was last inning.
Sanchez showing a little style with the yellow frames on his glasses. They match the childhood cancer wristbands tonight.
He's up to 81 on the pitch count. Sanchez, the number 8 hitter. Engel on deck. Rodriguez eyeing a 12th K in the book. And a ground ball instead.
Nobody there.
Nobody there. Rodriguez did not cover. Pearce went over thinking he might participate.
There's a couple mistakes made on that play. Erod's got to get over. He has to know that. But at the same time, this is not a play that Pearce really should participate in. You see where Kinsler is. He's going to go over easily to make that play. That's just a ball to the second baseman. Pearce has got to go back home and be the first baseman and cover the bag.
It's going to have to be a base hit.
Erod didn't really get over there, but you almost understand. I mean, that ball was hit to the second baseman for the most part. He should have taken a couple steps that way.
A very odd looking play as Engel gets in. He struck out first trip. We'll see if it hurts the Red Sox here. Nobody out. He goes chasing.
Sanchez, you got to like that hit, right? You just hit a weak grounder to the second baseman and no one's at home.
Well, you make contact and you think to yourself, I'm out. You know, I'm 0 for 2. No two ways about it. It's a fairly routine play.
So he can get himself a double play ball here.
Gently hit. Kinsler will go into second on a pivot and he'll get the out there. Safe at first base is Engel. That's out number 1. Take on your day the sweet way with Dunkin's new brown sugar cold brew. All the boldness you expect from cold brew coffee, sweetly balanced with brown sugar. Price and participation may vary. This is a limited time offer.
I like the way these guys made the play. Watch Kinsler. He's a veteran. He knows he's going to take his time here. No hurry to turn this double play. And Bogey acts more like a first baseman. Engel's running. He's flying down the line. They both know they have no chance of getting a double play, so they do everything nice and calm and take the easy out at second and don't hurry.
Top of the order now, and Anderson, and Rodriguez has struck him out twice tonight. In the first inning and again in the fourth, so he made him the first strikeout and number 8. Red Sox leading 2-0, bottom of the 6th inning in Chicago. 0-2. Eduardo's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, only 2 hits.
It's a very lopsided line with all the big numbers far to the right.
Trying to get this man for the 3rd time on strikes. And he will. Down he goes. Anderson, fans for the 3rd time tonight.
How good has that high riding 4-seamer been for him tonight? He's gone up there so many times. Great camera work right here. You're going to see the ball right out of the hand. Zip. No reason to swing at that. You can't catch up with it. You cannot hit it.
Eduardo Rodriguez has been so good tonight. 12 strikeouts now. The next one would tie his career high. He's not even through 6 full innings. He has struck out this man 2 times, Delmonico, the 1st and the 4th. An absolutely dominating performance by the left-hander.
Right now, he's at the point of his longest outing of this season.
He has 2 down. You realize that the 1 through 3 part of their order, Anderson, Delmonico, and Garcia, are combined so far 0 for 7, all strikeouts.
Take that back, Dave. 6 2/3 is his longest out.
As a base runner at first, here's the 1-1. Line toward the corner, Benintendi on the run. He's not going to get it. It's out of the warning track. Up against the fence. They're going to bring in a runner. And a throw to the plate will not get Sanchez. I should say Engel is in to score. And down to second is Delmonico, the run scoring double. That makes it a 2-1 game. So their first extra base hit tonight.
Eduardo's a little upset with himself, though, just because of the height of this pitch. You can see it about belt high. It makes it easier to hit. He hasn't had too much to be too upset about. Any other player on the White Sox team would not score on this play. Engel extremely quick around the bases.
And that's going to do it for Eduardo tonight. That was some performance. Just sensational. He does leave a base runner in scoring position in what is now a 2-1 game, but he struck out 12 men. And a lot of the Red Sox fans standing and applauding his performance and his return to the rotation. And he's got to be delighted with that.
Yeah, he's going to be mildly upset with the way this ended for him, but how can you be too crazy about it? He was dominating. Kind of hoping the Red Sox maybe would have jumped out there and scored 4 or 5 runs. This wouldn't be a big deal. Got 12 strikeouts. We don't have enough room. We're going to show you 10 of them. Lots of that. Lots of high 4-seam fastballs. Mixed in all his pitches. Didn't throw that many changeups. Mostly hard stuff tonight. Was just blowing hitters away. Anywhere Vasquez set up, he hit the mid. Wow.
Well, he was terrific. Leaves behind a base runner and gives way to Brazier. 90 pitches for Eduardo this evening. And now the right-hander Brazier looking to hold. He's about to get a hot bat in Garcia. The Red Sox lead has been cut to 1. Brazier 1.23 ERA. And to do battle with their number 3 hitter here in a moment. Who, by the way, struck out twice against the left-hander Rodriguez.
Erod was throwing the ball very well. mid-90s, and now they're going to see an uptick in that velocity from a different side, with the right-hander Brazier bringing it in here at about 97, 98.
Garcia struck out first, struck out again in the 4th inning. Brazier picked up his first major league win Thursday here against Chicago, as he tossed a perfect 8th inning. In there for strike 1 at 96, right on the edge.
Brazier into the ball game a little earlier than he has been used lately. He's usually a back end guy now, but this is a crucial point in the game. He needs to get an out here. Got Erod out of the game at the perfect time.
Passed him at 97. 0-2.
Good old country hardball up in the zone. Erod proved to every pitcher on the Red Sox team that you can get these guys upstairs. No reason to stop thinking about that.
Delmonico at second. A high twisting pop and foul ground. Pearce has already made one play over in that area. Diving in. Oh, he went in hard.
Did he get it? I think he caught the ball, didn't he?
Nope, he did not.
He had, but someone hand him the ball.
Heck of an effort. Heck of an effort.
That is great effort to go in there and catch this ball. Oh, it hit off his glove. This is all out right here. You can't ask for much more than that. He's going to battle the fans. He's going to get up in there, just hits off the finger of his glove at the same time when his knee is hitting the railing.
Terrific effort there by Pearce. 2-strike pitch. Down he goes swinging for strike 3. 1 run does score, but that's all they get. 2-1 Red Sox. Honoring the 13 champions, game number 137. Red Sox would beat the White Sox 7-2. Jake Peavy won his 11th game. Jacoby Ellsbury led the Sox attack. 3 hits. He scored 2 runs. This edition of the Red Sox are in 2018 on top 2-1. Polka now in the game in left. He takes over for Lamar out there. He moves over to right. And Garcia now out of the ball game. Vasquez leads off. He's also come back to the lineup tonight. He has popped up and struck out.
Garcia wasn't having the best day.
And struck out 3 times. 0-2. Pitching has been excellent on both sides. Sox have 4 hits, but 2 of them have been home runs. Eduardo Nunez and Jackie Bradley have gone yard. White Sox with 1 run, 3 hits. Rodon's 0-2.
Love to see Vasquez take a little uptick in his offensive production. Does a good job behind the plate. Works so well with Erod and other pitchers on this staff. He's got a 3-year contract under his belt, so there's not a whole lot of worry. Just go out there and play good baseball.
He was such a reliable hitter last year. He's not been able to duplicate that yet. When he hit 290 a season ago, you figured, well, that's a good time to sign a guy to a multi-year contract. But it's been a scuffle for him this year with the bat. Trying to get back to that swing. Two and 2.
Broke that finger sliding into second base. First time he ever used one of the oven mitts, which is designed to protect your fingers when you're sliding into second base. He rolled it up under his body and broke the finger. That's why he's been out for so long. The irony of that situation.
He missed almost 50 games. 2-2.
The pinky finger on his right throwing hand.
Tomorrow afternoon, 2:10. It's Brian Johnson against James Shields in the last game of the series. Red Sox will then take on the Braves in Atlanta. 2-2.
Look at the 5-15 record for Shields.
Guy who's been a fine pitcher in his career. Very difficult season. 3-2 coming. And he walked him, and it goes right to the backstop. So Vasquez will be on. Good start for the Red Sox here in the 7th.
Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after this ball game. TC and Wake, we're going to break it all down for you. They will be talking about the key plays of the game, and you're going to hear from Eduardo Rodriguez and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason, celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Well, he's got to be flying after that performance, and I think Alex Cora would be too. 12 strikeouts and 5 2/3 for Erod, and just 3 hits and 1 run in his return. That is in tight for a ball on JBJ. Jackie with a triple and a home run tonight. Mookie Betts on deck. Home run into the Red Sox bullpen in the 5th inning.
Well, if he hits a double in the gap, we might start talking about great things for him.
What do you mean we might start talking about the cycle? Yeah, well, here's the home run.
Oh, he just pounded this one. Such a pretty swing. 402 feet away, right off of the bullpen awning, and Joe Kelly tried to block it.
Joe got up there. High twisting fly, left field, backing up Polka all the way to the wall. He's there to make the catch on the warning track. Vasquez will retreat. He is back into first base. 1 gone.
Friday, September 14th is the Mookie Betts Splash Bobblehead night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Betts bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. For more info, visit redsox.com/promos.
That'll bring up Mookie Betts 0 for 3 this evening. Reached on an error by the third baseman in the 5th. Mookie with a game-tying 2-run homer in the 7th inning here on Thursday. So up to 29. Yeah. Great shot at a 30-30 season. Mookie right now 26 stolen bases and 29 homers. Ryan Burr, the right-hander, loosening the pen for Chicago.
One of the young guns coming up to try to help that bullpen get a little bit better.
Red Sox pen is quiet. Brazier will be heading back out there, and that one ripped into left center field toward the alley. Long run for Engel to cut it. Rounding Vasquez, he is in the third. Jackie, I should say, Betts is into second base, and the throw will get by everybody. So that's going to put runners at second and third. And when that got into the gap with Mookie's speed, you figure that's a double. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Jackie hits the ball so hard. I mean, for most guys, this is a line drive. I mean, I'm sorry, Mookie Betts hits the ball so hard up the middle. For most guys, this is just a base hit, but he hits it so hard it travels deep into the gap and he ends up on second base. Those are good doubles to get.
So that'll put two men into scoring position for Benintendi. Cooper coming out again, the pitching coach for Chicago. So a walk and a double by Mookie Betts, and the Red Sox have something brewing here. With one down, they're going to get a left-hander up in the bullpen along with the right-hander for Chicago. 39 doubles and counting for Betts. He was chatting up Ted Barrett, the crew chief.
As Ted just saying, wow, you are a fantastic baseball player, Mookie.
Do umpires say stuff like that?
I would think they do to him. I mean, they have to remain impartial and all that stuff. How are you not amazed?
I don't know. Spectacular season. So the infield in. And Benintendi can really bust it up here. Tight game at the moment.
Mookie will get a lead off of second base. That'll be enormous. He'll get on the other side of Anderson, the shortstop. He'll score on any base hit.
Man out, flared foul for strike one. And Bummer, the left-hander, working alongside Burr in their pen. Benintendi 351 in his young career with runners in scoring position. And a comebacker. O'Donnell would love that. Runners have to hold. Off the glove. Here comes the run. Vasquez is in to score. Mookie Betts taking a turn. Another run is in. Benintendi all the way down to second. And Rodon just airmailed an easy throw.
You could see that right out of his hand. It just took off. He just kind of lobbed it, let it go way too early, and it floated over everybody. Fields it. He's on the other side of the mound, and he kind of takes a step up onto the mound and then just lofts it over everything.
Boy, that was ugly. Red Sox capitalized. Benintendi all the way down to second on the E1 as Vasquez scampered in. And that brings up Steve Pearce, who's gone 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Infield in. And Rodon just really hurt himself with a horrible throw.
Steve Pearce in a great position here. We know he loves to face left-handed pitching. A couple guys out there to drive in, both of them with excellent speed.
Mookie Betts at third. Andrew Benintendi at second. Only one away in the inning. We are in the top of the seventh.
See what kind of a lead Benintendi can get off of second base with both of the middle infielders playing in.
Two 2-0. Nope, the lefty's pitch count is up there now. 107. He's got a right-hander in the pen. Martinez on deck. Might be the last hitter for this guy. Tried to hold up, but a strike anyway.
A little surprised he's pitching to Steve Pearce. Sometimes a manager doesn't want to take a guy out after an ugly error like that. That's the last thing he remembers about his day. He's pitched well tonight.
The Sox have gotten him for 3 runs, 5 hits. The last run certainly all his fault.
It's going to hurt a lot worse if Pearce drills one right here.
And he does. Base hit to left. Mookie coming in. He will score. Benintendi down to third. That'll make it 4-1. Steve Pearce, who beats up on left-handers, does it again. And here comes the manager, Renteria. He bets crossing home plate, and now a nice little cushion here for the Red Sox. And a pitching change to be made. So Rodon is out of the ball game. His poor throw certainly contributed. But the Red Sox reaching him for 4. We're going to take the break as they go to the bullpen. And we will have more in Chicago in just a moment. And Alexis strikes out hunger program. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
Those are the boys back there in the replay room working hard for this broadcast. That's Ryan, Ken, Super Mario, and Mitch getting it done. Not to be confused with Jeff Mitchell, who's directing the show.
Not to be confused.
Not to be confused
with the Blue Dog.
Never.
Well, runners at first and third. J.D. Martinez in the box against Ryan Burr, who was just recently brought up from the minor leagues and has been pitching very, very well. Made his major league debut a week ago, and he's retired the first 7 batters he has faced to begin his career.
He can bring it.
Red Sox with 2 more on the board. They've opened up a 4-1 lead here in the 7th. If you're just tuning in, you missed a great performance from Eduardo Rodriguez. That is no overstatement. 12 strikeouts in 5 2/3, allowing only 3 hits and 1 run. Did not give up a hit until the 5th inning, and that was the first base runner he allowed. He was spectacular, and he can win it. Ways to go yet. Red Sox trying to add on some more. Up the middle, and they will. Another base hit. Benintendi in to score to make it 5-1.
And another JD RBI.
Remember, Benintendi reached on a throwing error by the starting pitcher Rodon, who's out of the game.
So tack that one back on his, right? Boy, he is so good at going right up the middle, and it's amazing because they don't shift on JD, so you never have that shifted guy up the middle, and he gets base hit after base hit up there.
So here on the first day of September, he has 115 RBIs.
You know, Dave, I really thought that he would crush his RBI record. I thought he'd get 130 this year. His career high before was 104. The home runs have surprised me. I didn't think that he'd hit as many as he did last year.
Xander Bogaerts looking to keep the line moving now. Only one out. Xander has popped up, struck out, and taken ball 4 tonight. And the Red Sox getting some nice breathing room now on top 5-1. With Pearce at second, Martinez at first. Hot shot down to get it. Sanchez taps the bag for an out and across the diamond to turn the double play. But the Red Sox open it up now, 5-1 in the middle of the 7th.
Price for just $49.99. Watch every out-of-market game. Plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackouts and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
So bottom of the 7th, and Brazier back out there for his second frame. It'll be Davidson, Moncada as the first couple of men, and that'll be down and in for a ball. 97. So the Sox leading at 5-1. They've out hit them 7-3. 2 home runs tonight for Boston. Homers by Eduardo Nunez and Jackie Bradley Jr. Another RBI for JD Martinez, 115 of those. Mookie Betts just doubled for the 39th time and would eventually come in to score as well, which he has done 110 times. 1 and 2 as he gets ahead on the slider. And Sox looking to maintain a 7.5 game lead. And Mitch Moreland now in the ball game at first base for Boston. Has had that sore knee, so Alex Cora had been staying away from him for the most part last couple of ball games. Here's a trickler but foul.
Says he will be in the lineup tomorrow.
And in there tonight, as they have gone away from the lefty and brought in a right-hander. And tomorrow afternoon, it will be Brian Johnson against James Shields. 2:10 for the first pitch from Guaranteed Rate Field here on the south side. He won't chase it. Sox today did recall 5 players from the BOS Sox. Right-hander William Cuevas, lefty Robbie Scott, lefty Bobby Pointer, Zhu-Wei Lin, the infielder, and first baseman outfielder Sam Travis. In addition to Christian Vasquez and Eduardo Rodriguez. And Stephen Wright all activated from the disabled list. That's fouled away.
Every player, of course, that got called up has major league experience. They've been up and down this season.
This is the time of the year where the Red Sox go to a larger aircraft. Yeah. They get from one place to another.
And smaller seats.
Get everybody on board. It's a big traveling party. 2-2. Count. There is Zhu-Wei Lin.
Well, what was the grammar on that statement you made? Is there a comma between traveling and party or not?
No. Just it's a big traveling party. It's a big group. A lot of guys.
But it's not a big traveling party.
Well,
could be sometimes.
The way this club is playing.
Yeah, when they get on a plane, they're usually pretty happy.
That is for sure. Been that way from Jump Street. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ooh, that's a bullet into center field for a base hit.
Ooh, hang on, Jackie.
A little slip by Jackie Bradley, but Davidson has 2 of their hits tonight. Now let's toss it down to Garrett Austin.
Obi, as you mentioned, Thursday was a very special day for Ryan Brazier. The 31-year-old recorded his first major league win. He told me the thoughts started creeping into his mind when he went into the dugout and Heath Hembree came into the game. So that first one, it was pretty exciting. He said not too many of his teammates knew, but when they started finding out, they all came up to him, told him, great job, congratulations. And guys, Brazier has 2 kids, Avery and Colton, and they are 7 and 2. And he told me they're in Texas at home and they watch every single game. And during Players Weekend, he had their names on his shoes, and he said they thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, of course they did. And probably pretty cool the way Dad's been pitching. Just gave up a base hit here. Now Moncada. Ground ball. That's a base hit the other way. First time they have done that. Back-to-back hits in any inning. And here come the White Sox. 2 on and nobody out. Hey, get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station in Fenway. That is located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Visit bidmc.org. Ryan Lamar now. He has struck out and taken a walk. They've moved him from left over to right field tonight.
Rick Renteria, the manager for the White Sox, is going to stick with Lamar. Generally gets his playing time against left-handed pitchers.
Red Sox trying to go up 2-1 in this 4-game series. Since the start of the 14 season, the Red Sox have not lost a series in this ballpark. Shot knocked down by Moreland. Now have to flip onto the pitcher, getting the bag. Brazier got there for the out. The runners will move up to second and third with 1 away. So 2 men in a scoring position.
Nice play by Moreland. He doesn't panic here after he knocks it down. Lamar was hoping for a base hit in that hole right there. It didn't happen. Nice and calmly flips it over to covering Brazier, and you get the out.
Red Sox have done very good work tonight. Well, Eduardo Rodriguez did on a man about to swing, Omar Narvaez, who had really been cooking coming into the ball game, but he has struck out twice. Tim Anderson, their leadoff man, has fanned 3 times. Garcia has also struck out 3 times. And this man twice. One man gone. And a strike. 98 on the gun. One out, 2 aboard.
I think everybody was surprised by Brazier when he came up to the big leagues throwing 98 miles an hour. You and I saw him do it down in spring training. Most of the guys were already playing golf by the time he got into a game late. When you stand next to him, you understand where his power comes from. He's built like a hockey player. Big thighs, big rear end, a lot of power in those legs.
Well, taking his time with a couple of men on base. Here's the 1-1 to Narvaez. And Brazier in front, 1-2.
Nice little slider to get the swing and miss. His MO generally is to go upstairs now. High fastball.
Brazier trying to fan him for the 3rd time by the Red Sox staff this evening. Time is granted by the home plate umpire Lance Barksdale. Robbie Scott just back up along with Joe Kelly working in the pen. 1-2 now. He got him. 97 popping the mitt to strike out Narvaez for the 3rd time tonight. He goes down 2 away.
His bread and butter, get ahead and climb the ladder, go upstairs, up and away. 97, you're not catching up with that thing.
Yeah, that was already by him.
Tardy.
2 out for Yolmer Sanchez, who is single and fly to center. Still trouble here with Davidson at 3rd, Moncada at 2nd for Chicago. And he pumps it in there, strike 1. Got the high strike.
It's been a theme for the Boston pitchers in tonight's ball game, living up there in the top end of the strike zone.
Well, they're late on these swings. 98 miles an hour. They have 5 hits. Red Sox have 7, including a pair of homers. Nunez and Bradley have gone yard.
Here's another punch out right here.
That would be the 15th by the Red Sox staff tonight.
And the pitchers on both ball clubs tonight have rarely used a waste pitch. A lot of times you see a guy get ahead 0-2, they're going to waste one, try to get you chase. They've been going after everyone.
0-2. And he did again at 98. Yeah, not many breaking balls tonight. Got the changeups on like 2 fingers.
When you have 98, good thing to use it.
And Eduardo Rodriguez was getting it up there to 96 consistently tonight. 95.
And coming from the left side with the way he hides the ball pretty well. He's pretty deceptive at 95.
But a tense moment right now. The count 1-2 with men at 2nd and 3rd.
Go back upstairs one more time.
Struck him out. 98 miles an hour. That's power pitching. 2 men left.
Eduardo Nunez. He got things going there. Boom. This was such a tough pitch to hit. He hit it right off of his shoe tops and hit a bullet right out of here. Hit the railing up over the outfield wall. They had a little conference and decided that it was a home run.
So he's 1 for 3 tonight. That was his 10th home run of the year. 2 batters later, Jackie Bradley jacked one in the Red Sox bullpen for his 12th home run. Red Sox would get 3 more in the 7th inning. That's hit hard into left center. On the move is able to run it down. Got a good jump on that, but again, hard hit by Eduardo Nunez.
Tomorrow at 1:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. Tom Caron and Tim Wakefield will preview tomorrow's pitching matchup between Brian Johnson and James Shields. James Shields. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
It's Matt Barnes getting going in the bullpen with Ian Kinsler at the plate. He's gone 0 for 3. Vasquez on deck. Now, tomorrow is a big day for a former member of the Red Sox organization. He's been with the White Sox forever, though. In fact, for 33 years behind the microphone. The great Hawk Harrelson. He's retiring. This is his last year, giving away those nesting dolls tomorrow. But it's a big day for him to celebrate his life and career. His final season in the White Sox television booth. And at one time, briefly, was the general manager of the Chicago White Sox.
He's done it all in the game. His very first move as GM of the Chicago White Sox was to trade Tom Seaver to the Red Sox.
Any other details on that?
Red Sox.
High fly ball. This one deep to left field by Kinsler. Did he get it? Backing up Polka. Yes, sir. It's gone. Ian Kinsler with his 14th of the season. And the Red Sox open up a 6-1 lead. And have homered 3 times this evening. He's been swinging a very good bat lately.
Yes, he is. We keep talking about the back half of that order. If it keeps rolling, front half will do some damage. Very quick hands right here. He's got a short, compact swing. Gets that a mile high up in the air, but it sails out of here. The wind's been blowing a little bit to left field all night.
Now Ian Kinsler jacking one out. That'll bring up Vasquez, who's gone 0 for 2 in his return to lineup tonight with a walk and a run. Sox leading at 6-1.
It's good to see the offense pick up. We had one of those nights where Erod was so fantastic, but you were worried one little mistake. If the Red Sox didn't score any runs, it wouldn't be as nice a night for Erod. Eventually, the magical 7th inning rolled around, though.
Red Sox got 3 more in the 7th. Yeah, you just got to wait for the 7th.
Eventually.
But adding on here in the 8th inning on a shot by Kinsler. You're right. There was a little bit of a downward spiral there offensively for a while. It's natural at this point in the season. But tonight has felt more like so many nights this summer for the Red Sox. You know, they get a couple of runs, the pitching really takes over, they get a couple of more, then they start to break away.
And they get into your bullpen, they get a few more.
Liner caught at first base, and a play made by Davidson for the 2nd out. More activity in the Chicago bullpen. Aaron Bummer continues to warm up, and here comes Renteria with Jackie Bradley about to step in. Jackie's already cracked a home run, so looks like they'll bring on the left-hander. Red Sox leading 6-1. And and looking to go up 2-1 in the series. They have made the call to the bullpen. So the Red Sox with solo home runs tonight off the bats of Eduardo Nunez, Jackie Bradley, and now Ian Kinsler. Pitching change made here in Chicago. Right now we toss it down to Guerin.
Thanks, Opie. Steve, well, before the game, President of Baseball Operations David Dombrowski talked to us about the non-waiver trade deadline.
I did not think we'd make any trades. Of all the players we claimed in the month of August, which were numerous, we got one player. That was it. It was more of a block type of thing at that time. So there wasn't one player that we had interest in that we would have liked to pursue that ever got back to us, which we understood kind of thinking going into August. Some guys got through waivers, but we really didn't significantly pursue any of those players.
So Dave Dombrowski had been asked that question, I think, several times leading up to that second deadline, and very clear the Red Sox were not in pursuit. Cleveland Indians made an interesting deal. They bring on Josh Donaldson, of course, has been an MVP in this league just a few years ago, and has been battling a calf injury that he sustained at Fenway Park. Actually hasn't played since then. He's been trying to rehab. Who knows what they're going to get out of him.
He's a competitor, and he's been a tremendous player, but he's breaking down right and left. He's missed most of the last 2 seasons. When you really think about it, he hasn't been able to play.
If healthy, a very, very dangerous hitter and a heck of a ball player, but you wonder.
Like, they need another one of those in that line, right?
A pretty darn good lineup. Bummer for his 27th appearance, 3.26 ERA. Brought on to take on Jackie Bradley, who has not only homered but tripled.
Andrew McCutchen also goes to the Yankees. Interesting deal there, which you have a nice take on that, which I completely agree with.
Well, my first thought when they made that deal was, what about Aaron Judge? Do they think maybe he's not going to make it back? And that's the reason they pulled the trigger on that deal.
If you need another outfielder,
right,
there's usually a good reason for it.
Yankees did win today. They beat Detroit 2-1.
Judge hasn't even swung a bat yet.
That's right. High fly, center field, driving back, angle all the way to the wall. He's there to make the catch. Jackie Bradley swinging it. Fly out here. Home run by Kinsler.
This Labor Day, it's the best versus the even better.
Got into the bullpen.
Rookie of the Year and
$1 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives. You can learn more at cbshealth.com/be the first. So Barnes coming on. After Ryan Brazier did more good work in inning in the third, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. And Barnes to work here in the 8th inning. I wonder if we'll see Craig Kimbrell tonight, regardless of the score. Even if it's a non-save situation, just to get some work in.
In a few days since Barnes has worked as well.
Adam Engel will swing and miss. They've done a lot of that tonight against the Red Sox. They have fanned 15 times against the Sox staff. 12 of those at the hand of Eduardo Rodriguez, who is flat overpowering. And a little less than 6 innings of work in his return. What a lift for the Red Sox at the right time, too. I mean, you're getting a guy back anyway who's a vital part of the rotation. But with Chris Sale out and David Price coming off that nasty line drive off the wrist and will not pitch on Monday, and a couple of other guys scuffling, great timing to have the left-hander back. Heading into September, that one popped up to right. A play for Mookie, and into foul ground, he's got it. One away. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Erod was the story, certainly for the first 6 innings or so. Nunez with a home run, Jackie Bradley with a home run. Kinsler has also hit one. And the Sox are on top with a 5-run advantage. Top of the order in Tim Anderson, who has struck out 3 times this evening.
Does not want the golden sombrero.
Did you ever do it? 4 strikeouts a game?
Yes, I did. AAA.
Never in the big leagues, though.
No, I did the immaculate golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts, 12 pitches.
Wow. Boy.
That is hard to do.
Sound like you lost a bet.
Yeah, I know.
Can't go out there and do that now.
Woo. You can't do that if you're trying.
1-0 to Anderson. He held up.
Saving grace was I had 5 at-bats. Hit a home run.
Oh, you did on the last one?
Hit a home run and a golden sombrero on 12 pitches.
But that'll save your day.
Barely.
That will save your day.
And we won.
Even better, right? 2-0 for Barnes. Boy, more giddy up on the fastball. Red Sox pitchers popping the mid routinely between 96 and 99. Two balls and 1 strike on Tim Anderson. Three and 1.
I think Anderson's figured out that he might be having a better day if he just doesn't swing the bat tonight.
One out, bases empty, and a full count. Red Sox trying to put win number 94 in their back pocket tonight. And on 93 and 43. And Barnes looking for another K in the book. And he will get it. That is in there. Anderson will argue the point, but he fans for the 4th time. 2 out.
Well, this is a filthy pitch, no question about it, but it's a strike. It just doesn't feel good on your 4th strikeout.
Red Sox piling those up this evening. Number 16.
What the top of the order for these guys?
And that includes this man, Delmonico. And as far as the 1 through 4 hitters, he's the only guy to reach. The only man with a hit. But he's also fanned twice. 9 strikeouts in 10 at bats, 1 through 3 tonight for the White Sox.
Wow. And that is really amazing. Your first 3 guys are supposed to do some damage, get on base, set up the rest of the lineup. You go 1 for 10 with 9 Ks.
And it's not been that way in the series, so it's Red Sox pitching tonight. Red Sox season high for a 9-inning game is 18 this year. It was in Baltimore. There's a swing and a miss on the 12th of August. Two and 2 on Delmonico. Barnes trying to make it 2 more Ks in the inning.
Big
swung on and missed. He put him away. Strike 3. The Red Sox with 17 strikeouts of Chicago. Nesson is brought to you by Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by Harbor One Bank, ranked the #1 bank in Massachusetts by Forbes. In Chicago, Red Sox leading 6-1. We go to the 9th inning. Steve Lyons, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin with you. Mookie Betts has been part of it with a double and a run in the 7th when the Sox scored 3 times to give themselves a nice breathing room. So scored 2 runs in the 5th inning, got a home run from Ian Kinsler in the 8th inning. But Red Sox pitching has been the lion's share of this story tonight, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Dominating. Check out the grip of Barnes's curveball. It's like the knuckle curve, much the same as Drew Pomeranz, but look at the action on that thing. That ball falls off a table. You got no chance of hitting it. It's a strikeout.
Joe Kelly back up in the bullpen for the 2nd time. Joe loosening up. 3-1 on Mookie Betts.
Joe Kelly would indicate no Kimbrel, even though he hasn't worked much.
Joe worked Thursday, struck out 2 in a scoreless 7th inning.
Joe Kelly's inching his way back towards that 7th, 8th inning roll.
3-2. Up the middle, that's going to squeak through for a base hit. Anderson with the dive and the miss. And Mookie has a multi-hit night. He leads off the 9th inning with a base hit to make him 2 for 5.
Isn't it amazing? Every time you think you might have Mookie Betts bottled up, he's 0 for his first 3 and then 2 for his last 2. He ends up on a 2 for 5 night. Can't stop him.
One of the best smiles in sports. Andrew Benintendi 0 for 4, reached on an error by the pitcher Rodon in the 7th inning on a misfire and what should have been a routine out. Just shot put it over his first baseman's head. Red Sox would score 3 times in that inning.
You know, Benintendi has 21 outfield assists since the beginning of last season. That's the most in MLB. The left field wall at Fenway helps that a little bit. He plays it well and guns guys down.
He really has learned to play that wall very well.
Accurate throws into second base.
2-2.
21's a lot. More than JBJ. More than Mookie. More than anybody. I mean, if it is not the best defensive outfield in baseball, then someone's going to have to prove me wrong. Show me someone better.
Whenever you ask that question, nobody does.
Nobody has anything to say.
Foul tip to the mitt and held by Narvaez to complete the strikeout. 1 away in the 9th. And now Mitch Moreland will bat for the first time.
A couple seasons ago, when the Pirates had McCutchen, Polanco, and Marte, they kind of threw that at you every once in a while. But come on. That doesn't get it done defensively, certainly.
Well, that outfield no longer exists.
It doesn't even, yeah, they're not even together anymore.
That was pretty darn good. So Moreland batting for the first time this evening. He's got a runner at first base and 1 down. Red Sox leading 6-1. And after tonight, 25 games remaining. Well, that sounds like a pretty small number. I don't think anybody in that dugout with the Red Sox organization is counting down games and think, well, that's only 25. Boy, that's great. Literally are doing it 1 day at a time. It's been, I think, a big part of their success, the mental approach. It's all about tomorrow. It's all about winning the series. Once they win a game or 2 in the series, you don't hear them ever talk about 105 wins. Nobody ever mentions it.
It's the only way good teams operate. Take care of today's business. Move on to the next.
It's such a long season to be able to do that. You have to be mentally tough.
Guys, don't think they aren't marking days off the schedule, but they don't do it until that day happens. They're not looking ahead 4 days. Say, oh, I can't wait to get rid of that one.
You can't get them to talk about, you know, next week or the next Yankee series, or what about when Houston comes to town and Cleveland. They won't do it. The conversation ends right there. It's been impressive. That's aboard up the middle, but that's exactly where he is. Anderson will flip on after completing the double play, and that will do it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox 6, Chicago 1. away from win number 94 and starting September in fine style. And really played an outstanding game all the way around, particularly on the mound. Palka will bat for the first time tonight against Joe Kelly out of the bullpen. Kelly trying to put the win into the pocket of Eduardo Rodriguez, certainly deserving, because the left-hander was brilliant in his return tonight. 5 2/3, 1 run, 3 hits, 12 strikeouts. He was overpowering for long stretch early in the game. He was unhittable. It looked like what you call no-hit stuff.
Struck out the first 10 of 12 guys he faced, and the other 2 guys hit weak pop-ups.
High twisting fly to left. Benintendi there. 1 gone.
Well, here's a few of the strikeouts that Erod had. We'll show you just how dominating he was. Up in the strike zone with a fastball. There's another one just taken right past hitters. Every once in a while he'd go down in the zone, then go back up. Wow. You're Vasquez, and all you have to do is put the glove up, and you know the ball's going to hit it. It's a lot of fun.
At like 95 to 96 miles an hour.
Did anything he wanted to do tonight.
I think what's hard to get over, and be really interested to hear what he says about his outing post-game, is you're coming off the DL. I mean, you haven't pitched in the major league since the middle of July, and yet you come out throwing like that.
One of his best starts ever.
Really, no question. And that was kind of Chris Sale stuff, as you said, maybe a tick or 2 below where Chris would work with his velocity, but the results were the same.
Yeah, a different look, but no less dominant. And as we both remember, Chris Sale came off the DL, did the same thing, struck out 12, blew everyone away, went back on the DL, but coming right off of the DL, did the same thing.
Chris Sale tossed a bullpen today. I'm not sure everybody expected him to do that, because there was talk about he had thrown 5 straight days. He was going to take a rest day, but he felt so good. Garen was talking about this earlier. He felt so good. He wanted to go back out there. I mean, he's kind of chomping at the bit. I know they got to really discipline this whole thing and pull him back, but he's feeling very good. This one flying into right field. Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley, and Betts will take that for the second out. Getting Eduardo Rodriguez back tonight, huge lift, and Chris Sale getting closer and closer to return. Christian Vasquez as well returning tonight. So the Red Sox got stronger this evening.
You know, getting Erod back was almost like making a late deal for somebody. Missed a month and a half. It's not like you forgot about him, but you couldn't rely on him for that long, and then boom, he's right back in the rotation. I mean, he takes a regular turn now, no question about that. There wasn't any question before tonight.
Here's Moncada, 1 for 3. Red Sox staff has registered 17 strikeouts and lead it 6-1 here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 more out to get, and the Sox would improve to 94 and 43.
We mentioned all the guys that did get called up and all the guys that came off of the disabled list on today's date. Rafael Devers was not one of those guys. Alex Cora said he's still getting some at-bats in the minor leagues.
He also said he has to play better.
And he has to play better than he's played.
The Red Sox are planning to play the guys who are playing best at that position. Sam Travis is back up.
And right now, Eduardo Nunez is having a tremendous hot streak and playing the heck out of third base.
A home run tonight.
Lots of power lately. That's his 3rd home run in the last few days.
2-2. I think it would be appropriate for the ball game to end on a strikeout, don't you? I mean, the way the Red Sox have done it tonight with the 17 punch-outs.
Especially the guy who always strikes out is at the dish right now.
Moncada has not tonight. He's made good contact. He's gone 1 for 3. Bases are empty, 2 down. And a 2-2 from Kelly. And that is highly appropriate. Strikeouts. That was all we talked about tonight. From the very first pitch from Eduardo Rodriguez in the strike zone, and the rest of the night he was brilliant. The Red Sox wind up with 18 Ks in the book, and that is a very sweet way to begin September. TC 6-1 the final.